now we're going. So how things been over in Texas?
Hot, and that's about it. Just hot. Pretty much just hot.
Yeah, I mean it's been really hot here and super muggy. It's been pretty terrible actually, especially with the mask on. I've been working at Home Depot part-time. Well, it was temporary and part-time, but I've been working like 40-hour weeks, so whatever. And the money would honestly not even be worth showing up to anywhere to me, with like the amount that they pay, aside from the fact that the Corona payment that gets added to it makes it like a decent paycheck.
Oh, you're still making like an additional like bonus? Like,
Yeah,
what do they call it?
Someone explained it today. Hazard pay, I think they call it.
Hazard pay. Thank you.
Someone explained it today. It's like over 35 hours or something like that. You get an extra 100, and up to like 20 something hours or some shit, you get 50. So, and I get paid bi-weekly. So I usually make like an extra $150 to $200, some shit like that.
We were making an extra $2 per hour.
Yeah, some places do that, like the Amazon warehouse did that and stuff like that.
But that ended. I want to say right around the 1st of June, I think, was when that went away. So we're not getting anything extra anymore. But it was nice while it lasted. I mean, especially because I was working like 50, 60 hours. So I mean, it wasn't bad.
Extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Home Depot's not a bad job. I enjoy it there. It's just the money's not really.
Nothing's right home about.
No, it's pretty cheap pay. It's like I think it's like 11 or 11.50, whatever like minimum wage I think is in PA.
Hey, at least they can't expect too much from you, right?
That's the other issue with Home Depot. They don't expect a lot out of anybody. I mean,
really?
I'm not sure how other Home Depots are, but this one, I mean, you could literally just do whatever you want. There's this kid, I'm not going to say his name, I guess, just in case, but he shows up. He's usually, like everyone's pretty on time so far that I've noticed. Like no one seems to be constantly late or anything. But he shows up. He always wants to leave early, and he almost always finds an excuse, and he'll call out a good amount. But when he does show up, he shows up on time. And then he's there for 5 minutes or so. He's like, I'm bored. I'm tired. And he always tries to find like a reason to go home. Like, oh, we're not really that busy. It's like, what? We kind of are. You're just not helping. And like, if you're with him and stuff, he'll do stuff. But if you leave him alone, he just goes and finds his friend that also works there, and they just like
chill.
Yeah, my friend, he's the manager in the gardening department, and he said, he hired this one kid that knew the kid I'm talking about from school, and then he started working there, and it was like 5 minutes goes by, and he's like, "Where is this guy?" And he's looking around, can't find him anywhere. It's like an hour goes by. And he has to do something with a customer in the parking lot, and he sees that kid's with the kid I was talking about pushing carts, which is neither of their jobs. And he's like, what are you doing out here? He's like, oh, blah, 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 told me to come help him. He's like, that's not even his job. What do you guys... But, like, they don't get mad or, like, say anything aggressive to anybody. They're always like... Yeah, they just go like, well, could you come back and help me? Like, everyone's super nice about it. Even when they're mad, they're like... Okay, well, could you come help me with our job now? Whereas, like, I would be like, what are you doing? Do you want a job? Do you want to go home? I could send you home. Like, I don't understand. Like, I get anxiety because people are so relaxed there and just kind of like hang out and float around and kind of do stuff. I'm just like, I need to be doing something. Like, I feel like I'm going to get fired or yelled at. Like, no, it's cool. Just hang out. We're just looking at grills online right now. I'm like, all right. Like, the one guy showed me like what smoker he has. And like we were just talking about different smokers and like looking them up online for like literally over an hour the one day. This is my 3rd day there. He's like, sit down, relax here. And starts pulling up like grills and shit. Okay, I mean, I feel like there's something we could be doing.
And I'm clearly working in the wrong industry or something.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being totally honest, I fucking hated being a butcher. I didn't mind, when I was my own boss. I mean, for the most part, it saved a lot. But it just, I don't know, that environment, like those grocery stores, it probably doesn't matter what department you're in, but it's just, I feel like being a butcher, it's worse because you tend to get paid more. So that they just kind of are on your ass. a lot, especially like at ShopRite where you're a union. Like they really try to like squeeze as much out of you as they possibly can, and like it doesn't matter what's going on. Somehow you did something wrong, and it's just like constant stress and anxiety. I hated it.
Yeah,
I was not into it. I like Home Depot so far.
I mean, it definitely depends on the location and the people you're working with. It could be like I work with decent people right now, so I think that maybe helps it out a little bit, so it's not too bad.
Well, yeah, and like you're back at the original store now, aren't you? That you started at?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's going well. I mean, you didn't like it before, but it was also like the guy that you were working under. Now you're the
I like it. And I actually got a day off last Thursday, which was awesome. I did nothing but laze around and sleep all day, but I think I was entitled to that. So, but yeah, I mean, I like the work. Right now, our counter there's still dropping water all over the place from the compressors upstairs. So that's frustrating. There's like literally like randomly every day or so, it'll just suddenly just start leaking water at like 10 different places, and they'll have to like pull the counter and clean it up. But when it's not leaking, it's great.
Yeah, I would imagine. I imagine it's a lot nicer when it's not leaking onto you.
Half the time it happens when I'm not there, so I don't have to worry about it. So I mean, that's cool.
Well, that's also true.
So
I have a new thing. A new thing I've been doing. Let me just see if I can get this. There we go. All right, here. I've been doing this lately.
How do you get rickrolled or something?
No. What do you think the chances of this guy working in today's climate are? Because this is what this guy does for a living. He just cracks whips.
He's a whip cracker? That's his title? What? Does he like work at like rodeo or like a
He goes around
fair?
Probably stuff like that, and then he goes on like talk shows and does it.
I mean,
but how do you think the Black Lives Matter people would feel about this man?
I mean, I can't say. I'm a white guy, so I have no say in the matter. I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
Okay, well then how about this from his perspective as a white guy? How do you think he feels about the Confederate statues being pulled down?
How do I think he feels about it? I don't know.
But you're a white guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just an idiot. I don't know anything. I mean,
I can see that you're trying to walk the line on this one.
I have no opinions on the matter.
All right, fine. I'll play something else in a second here. I'm gonna wait till the commercial's over, then I'll share the screen. But this one, it's more like the kind of music that you like, I think. So maybe you'll enjoy this one.
Oh dear.
Have you ever seen Batman and Robin?
Parts of it. I've never
with Arnold
subjected
Schwarzenegger?
myself to. Yes, I've seen parts of it. I've never sat down and actually watched it.
Oh, you should. It's amazing.
The musical, huh? Okay. I'm not getting any sound yet.
You're not getting any sound?
Not from the video, no.
Did you get any sound from the last one?
I don't think so.
You son of a bitch. You have to tell me these things.
Well, I saw the video and I saw the guy twirling around cracking his whips.
Yeah, you didn't hear it. Now you will hear it.
There we go.
I always think you have to like click a box and show the audio.
The chilling sound of doom is in the air. Soon I will bring Gotham to its knees. All of humankind had best beware. The time has come at last for Victor Freeze. But someone's always standing in my way. Every time he is a step ahead, I try to blast him with my freezing ray. I will not rest until this man is dead. He's the fly in the ointment, the thorn in my side, who stands between me and my beautiful bride. Batman, you son of a bitch, find somebody else to harass. Beware the reach of my fist, cause I'm going to shove it right up your ass. You like a maddening, lingering itch. Batman, you son of a bitch. Everything I did for her.
So you like it so far?
I gotta admit, that's pretty funny. I don't know what makes you say this is the type of music you like. I'm not quite
music
sure
in the background. The background music.
Oh, okay. I wasn't quite sure what you were implying.
It's
but
like orchestral.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
What I think the best part is that a person spent so much time making the background music, and then, I mean, there's like the music cuts, and he has like lines like "Batman, you son of a bitch," and it just keeps going. I mean,
I wasn't just another minor.
He tells you the story of the movie too, basically, huh?
I mean, I think it's almost 4 minutes long, so yeah. So I put a lot of time and effort into. Somebody woke
it
up
crescendos.
Somebody woke up and said, "This is what I want to do with my week."
I kind of,
which is pretty.
I kind of understand. I have a video I made that was, I'll show it to you later. But you saw the prequels, right, of Star Wars?
Yes.
I'll show you that one in a bit because I made that one.
Okay.
But I don't know if I could show because the last time when I went to go upload that specific video onto YouTube, it pulled it down because the audio from Red Hot Chili Peppers was in it. Well, I don't know why it matters. I don't know. Sometimes it does that, so I don't know if I can post this podcast if I do that. But we'll get back onto this because this song really pumps. It gets up there.
Doug, supposed to finally cooking up a cure when Batman came along and pulled the plug.
He tells you the whole story of the movie too.
Comes to set me free. No one can resist her sexy smell. A deadly combination, her and me. Gothamites prepare to freeze in hell. But this freak in this suit, he keeps crashing the ball. My pain has a root. The Dark Knight must fall. Batman, you son of a bitch, and the rest of you despicable team. 2 queens and a fat little girl are not enough to put a stop to my dream. I am bigger and stronger and smarter than you. I will be the victor, you'll see. So move over, Joker, and go fuck yourself, Penguin. Yeah, he's never been a villain like me. Batman, you son of a bitch. Can't you see I've already won? Behold, a city of ice. Isn't this nice? The age of me has begun. But this evil doing comes with the hitch. Batman, you son of a guy.
I love the backup vocals so much.
Go on, do it now. Kill me like you did my wife.
I didn't kill your wife, Freeze.
But what is this here? It was all a charade. Now everything's clear.
My friend, you've been played.
Son of a bitch, are you telling me my wife is not dead? Well then, consider this pitch. How about we work together instead? Batman, you son of a bitch. Now we fear the world of the sun. 2 foes who fought to the end, surprisingly united as one. No, I couldn't have predicted this switch. Batman, you son of a bitch.
cheer.
Okay, that was amazing.
I told you.
That was absolutely amazing.
Have you seen The Predator? Because he does one for The Predator too.
I've not.
You should watch that movie for sure. I bought it. I had Solace watch it. He was a big fan.
Really?
Yeah, I have the game for it too.
That's the famous "I ain't got time to bleed," right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not Schwarzenegger though, right? Who says that? It's the other dude.
Plays Apollo Creed, I believe.
It's the other guy, and then it's also the Get You to Choppa, right?
Yeah, that's from that too. Yeah, there's a lot from it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of one-liners from that movie.
I mean, it's Schwarzenegger, and it's from that era, so of course there's going to be. I like you, Sully, so I'm going to kill you last. I think that's Commando, I believe. Although I haven't seen that one either. So.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a lot of movies I need to get on to. I mean, there's quite a. I still need to see Seven Psychopaths.
You do. You really do.
I've been meaning to get it, but then like between working and then like open mics started coming up again, so I've been going out and trying to do those, and it's just I've been like. But then I have a couple friends come over to play music sometimes. I'm trying to.
What I'm hearing here are excuses.
Yeah, that's true. They're all excuses. I'm more the thing I'm most concerned with though is the size of the window behind you. It doesn't make sense to me. It's so oddly small.
It's approximately the size of my head.
Yeah, it is. It's incredibly small, and it has a mustache.
It's like a normal size. It's just not as tall as most windows.
I guess it looks not like my windows.
Well, I mean, here in Texas, we do things differently. Okay.
Yeah, everything's supposed to be bigger there. So why is that window so small?
The wall is bigger. Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. The window's normal size. It's the wall. Okay.
Yeah. See, it's all about your perspective.
Yes. Now I get it. Have you seen this? Do you know the song "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It"?
No.
Okay, well, it's a Katy Perry song. You know who Katy Perry is?
Only by name.
Okay, I know that she's a pop star. For anybody who listens to this, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? How does this guy not know any of these things?" All right, so she sang the song. It's like her first big hit, I think, is "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It." And so a guy, I posted this, so you may have seen it, but somebody redid the song with Joe Biden. Called "I Sniffed a Girl and I Liked It," and we're gonna watch that now.
Okay,
I think it's pretty good.
Down.
Oh shit! That's something I wanted to share. Stop sharing that. I want to share just this screen.
Yeah, come on, get with it.
Oh, I could do that too.
Yeah, look at that.
Extra small. All right.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention.
The volume good?
I got so brave behind your hair, lost my discretion. It's not what I'm used to, just wanna sniff you now. I'm curious for you, caught my attention. I sniffed a girl and I liked it, the taste of her loyal shampoo. I sniffed a girl just to try it. I hope my neighbors don't mind it.
I was in a little bit of a debate, like right when I got out of Facebook jail. I kind of miss Facebook jail. But I got out of the debate, or I got into a debate like my second day back, and it was on somebody else's post, but some woman had said like, because he said like, Trump has accusations and so does Biden, but so he was basically saying like vote for Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have any rape allegations, and then this woman commented on it and was like, I don't think that Biden has any rape allegations. And the guy was like, no, he literally has official rape allegations. And she's like, well, I haven't even seen him do anything creepy to where that would be substantiated. He's like, have you ever just Googled anything about Joe Biden? And she's like, I'm Googling it now. I don't see anything popping up. And he like screenshot pages. It's like the first like 5 pages, just weird shit that he's done. And she's like, yeah, but those are all biased sites. And we're like, it's like every site. It's just, I've never seen someone drink the Biden Kool-Aid before. I mean, even Democrats seem to not like him until like this one woman. So then I found this and I ended up posting it. And she's like, well, those are out of context. I don't think there's a context to be sniffing children.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of context are you expecting? Like, give me an example of a context where that's normal or okay.
He's a shampoo sampler. He's just trying to make sure it worked well. But yeah, this video is 3 minutes long. So I mean, there's people really putting effort into these amazing cover songs.
It felt so right. Told me that I'm a creep tonight. I sniffed the girl and I liked it.
He's weird, man.
I liked it.
It's not even his. It's just.
No, I don't even know your age. It doesn't matter. You're my experimental game.
It doesn't
just
stop.
Human nature. It's not what old men do. Not how they should behave. My head gets so confused. Hard to obey. I sniffed the girl and I liked it.
She looks so uncomfortable.
I sniffed the girl just to try.
There's a lot of times the kids like just like move away from him and stuff.
Don't mind it. It felt so wrong. It felt so right. Don't mean that I'm a creep tonight. I sniffed the girl and I liked it.
Have you seen when he's talking about what's his name? It's like Juice Box or some shit, like the gangster guy at the pool that he kicked out. You never seen that when he's talking about when he was a lifeguard and he kicks the guy out of the pool and then later on he apologizes to. I think the guy's name is like something weird, like Juice Box.
No, I've never heard of this.
I'm trying to think what the fuck's his name. It's the same one where he talks with the kids petting his leg.
Or what?
You never heard that? He talks about like the hair on his leg would stand up and Corn Pop. That's his name. Yeah, it's you never heard the one with like the Corn Pop 2020 sniffing the people from Tiger King, which you have not watched still. Dementia with him. Yeah, it's you ever saw the one where he's talking about his leg hair?
No.
Okay, so he talks about when he gets out of the
point of looking into these sort of things. I've already been convinced he's creep. I don't.
He talks about like when he gets out of the pool, like the hair on his legs, hairy legs right here. Songified Joe Biden getting fired up about legs and the hairiness there.
Oh yeah, their stuff's always funny.
I learned a lot, and I learned that
he talked about the hair on his legs standing up, and that the kids would like to pet it down, and it would turn blonde in the sunlight, and like you'll see when we get
it back. Makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and they weren't allowed to. There was a 3-meter board. And you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off. And he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool filter is.
He was just talking about how 3 guys with straight razors came up to him in a parking lot and then started talking about the one white guy who cleans all the pools.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how this was all connected.
Oh, it's not. Here we go.
You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you kidding me? He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, those days, used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty.
What?
And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
That's a part of the same speech where he talks about his legs. This might be.
And it is time for a president who understands Coldplay is the best band in the world.
That's wrong.
You got that wrong.
No, look,
I got hairy legs. I'm best equipped to beat Donald Trump. That's what your poll said.
Vice President Biden, why are you a better choice than your opponents?
I got hairy legs. Hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. In the sun. Come rub my legs. From the morning until the day's done. Till the day's done. We are at the end here. I got hairy legs. Yeah, that's right. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. I got hairy legs. Yeah, man.
I've never seen these guys before.
You've never watched Schmo-Yoho?
No, I never even heard of them.
Oh.
Who are they?
I
don't even see the name of them.
The channel is Schmo-Yoho, and they do a bunch of really hilarious stuff.
Is it leaning in any sort of independent fact check? Did Joe Biden mention his hair legs in public remarks? Joe Biden talked about what he described as his hairy legs during a public speech in Wilmington, Delaware. Rating? True.
Well, thank you.
I like how there's just fact checks on everything that you look up now. That's the first video that pops up is that one.
Yeah.
But this is the part where he talks about his hairy legs.
Welcome to the world, new Jolly Rancher gummies.
First African-American state, your dad. First African-American state senator in the state of Delaware. Everything about. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
So how do you like that?
What was he even talking about? I don't.
Nobody ever knows. That's the best part about potentially having him as the president.
I couldn't even comprehend like the point he was trying to make or where he was going. It just seemed to just be rambling.
Yeah, that's what I would call it. He does that quite often. I mean, one would even say all the time. I don't think I've ever heard him say anything that didn't somehow. I mean, they literally try to like pull him off the mic as fast as possible now.
Possible.
Because it doesn't take long before he starts he just loses where he is. I mean, I don't even.
Is there
dementia?
Can you imagine him on a debate stage against anybody?
No, I think that's why COVID's going to be here till after that.
Very conveniently.
Seems that way. Granted, there should be a way for them to do it even with the current restrictions. I'm sure they're going to try to find a way around it, though.
I mean, it's not like they're going to be like wrestling. They're not going to, they can stand on the other side.
They could just both get tested and then go on the stage and be right next to each other.
I mean, that too.
Just don't have a live audience. I mean, UFC is holding fights right now. I mean, people are punching each other in the face in a cage without an audience. So, I mean, if they could do it like
I mean, what's the point of punching somebody without an audience, though?
Well, they could watch online or on demand.
Yeah.
Apparently, the fights are really, really interesting live now because Rogan has been talking about it because, he commentates them. And he said, it's like two different things, so he doesn't know exactly which one he prefers. But with the crowd, you have the big hype and everyone's screaming. So it's cool.
Right.
But without that, you could hear, what the corners are saying to their fighters. You could hear every punch land, all the thuds and, the heavy breathing. Because a lot of times you don't realize, how heavy those guys are breathing, because they're all exhausted. But...
Huh. So it's a very different. That makes sense.
It's more of a primal thing. I mean, I would imagine than having a bunch of people screaming in the background. Now you hear and see every little bit of the fight now.
I would imagine that having the crowd and everything would get you hyped up and probably give you more energy and
it affects
the will
fighters
to go
in different
on.
ways. Yeah, some fighters, it pumps them up. Some fighters they get nervous. Everyone's different, but.
I don't think it would matter. I think I'd be scared stiff regardless. I don't think it would matter.
You tend to be until someone starts swinging at you, then you go into, you have to do something at that point.
Okay, Buster. Well, I sent you a link for Shmo Yoho video they did for Trump.
Oh, let me see if I can find that one.
You can put it on now or later, but you need to check some of their stuff out.
I might as well put it on now. I've been trying to figure out what else I want to put on because there's a video I showed somebody. I'm going to show somebody else the video, but I don't think that you want to see the video. So
I appreciate your discretion.
I think that you would probably be upset if I showed you the video because it's pornographic, but it's a pretty good
maybe
video.
I think I'll pass. Thank you.
Yeah, it's sad, but yeah.
I'm sad.
Thank you for sitting down with me.
Huh?
You said it's pretty sad that I'm missing it, or
yeah, it is. It's sad.
Well,
I wish that you could
have everything in life.
Because if you saw the video, I don't want to describe it, but if you see the video, the porn aspects of it. I mean, they kind of add to the humor, but what makes it fucked up and worth watching is what's being said. Because it's a white couple, and the guy used to be a Nazi, but now he's trying to give reparations. So he has a black guy come in to get with his wife, but the whole time she doesn't want to do it because she's still racist. So she just keeps saying horribly racist things to the black guy. And then it ends with him stealing their lamp. But... It's an amazing video.
I'll pass.
I know, but I wish you wouldn't.
Were you ever bullied?
No, I wasn't.
Has it happened that somebody has done something to you to wound you?
I try and unwound myself.
I feel like you're trying to get out of bounds.
I go hard. I go hard.
Oh, I've seen this.
If I was off, I would not have gotten this far. I go hard. I go hard. I go hard.
I'm familiar.
I say sit down, everybody, and they don't sit down. They refuse to sit down. They don't sit down. Sit down, everybody, and they don't sit down. They refuse to sit down. They don't sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. They refuse to sit down. They don't sit down. If I don't go all the way, if I don't win, it'll be a mistake. A complete waste of energy and money and money and money and money and money, money. If I don't look back and say I wish I didn't do this or that, I'm not stupid. It's a fact. I never had a drink. The thing against me in trouble is a retweet or kill the tweet. I retweet. I respond to what they did to me. I'm gonna fight back. It's not a one-way street. I go hard. I go hard. If I was tough, I would not have gotten this far. I go hard. I go hard.
Netflix.
I'm familiar.
Mr. Trump, some have suggested that you refused to release your tax returns because of your extreme privacy concerning your hobbies.
Yes.
So, can you confirm or deny this list of personal pastimes?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fingerboarding, Minecraft, podiatry, hacky sack, balloon animal, breeding cat, CrossFit,
Waste of time.
coloring, doing Zumba, water polo, playing tuba, spray tan, driving Uber, putting together a bed frame from IKEA,
Waste of time.
while you're sequencing the entire human genome.
Waste of time.
Cytosine,
Waste of time.
guanine,
Waste of time.
adenine,
Waste of time.
thymine,
Waste of time.
all the means.
Waste of time.
Well, yo-ho! It's gonna be a throwdown in November. Whoever sings the best will be the winner. The winner. Remember that you can hear the other tracks here.
To vote for president, just bang your head against your desk or argue with your friend or a stranger in the comments of a YouTube video. Now have a great day and a great life, free of sorrow and strife. 25, steak knife, 5.
These guys are great.
Eagle Mike.
I liked what I saw so far. I think I'll be watching some more of them.
They're awesome. They have I go hard. They have some Star Wars stuff that's great that you've probably seen and just didn't realize it was them.
Yeah, I saw that video before. I didn't watch the whole thing before, but I've seen that one pop up. Did you ever watch the there was a I forgot what I was gonna say.
What's it? YouTube, Netflix.
It was something to do with YouTube and Star Wars. I want to say it was a song, but no, I can't. Oh no, Bad Lip Readings. Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
The one for like the Avengers is ridiculous. Those guys are great. Like the football ones. I don't even like really watch football, but their football ones are always the best.
Yeah, all the bad lip reading of the Super Bowl or whatever, and then it's all those are quality entertainment right there.
You're gonna have to watch Tiger King. You have no reason not to, and there's lots to discuss, and I want to pull stuff up and like talk about it, but I can't because you haven't seen it.
No, you're right. I haven't. I actually, what I did watch, which I had people tell me I needed to try it, so I was gonna like watch an episode and then not continue, but then I got hooked. Is The Boys on Amazon?
Oh, like the superhero thing?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Have you seen that?
No, I don't have Amazon right now, so.
I was fully intended to just watch an episode and be done.
I heard it's really good.
And it's I have an issue with some of the content, but the story and the acting is undeniably really, really good.
I have to check it out. I have to get Amazon again.
I didn't want to like it, and I did. I thought it was really well done. So I haven't watched that.
But not any of the things I tell you to watch. That's cool.
Correct.
I like that. That's always interesting. Appreciate that. I'm curious to see what happens to movies in the future now anyway, because it really seems like movie theaters might really go under.
Don't say that.
I don't really like movie theaters. They can still make movies. They just don't have to go to movie theaters. I like drive-ins are making a bigger comeback, and I like drive-ins because I don't have to listen to people talk and say stupid shit while I'm watching the movie. Because I get so angry when people don't shut up at movie theaters. And it happens all the time. All the time. And like every movie I've been to, really, it gets to the point where Kelsey has had to tell me to calm down. Like I'm staring at the back of someone's head like I'm about to like all of them. I hate it because I mean some movies it's like a laughter point and like everyone's laughing, that's fine, but like what I can't stand like when there's someone that just talk the whole fucking movie or
what's going on? Why is he doing that?
Yeah, that happens all the time. Or like the last Star Wars movie, when I went there I brought Silas, and he was, I guess he would have been 8, and he was more behaved than the adults right next to us because we were, it was packed. It's Star Wars, and this parent came in. It was like a group of people. It was like 5-6 people maybe, and there was 2 grown men sitting next to each other with their son closest to me, and my son was in between me and my wife because that's how I sit with my kid. I don't put my kid close to strangers. I put him in between us. But they had their kid sit next to me. He's on a tablet playing a game the entire movie, just playing a game on his tablet. And then I was like looking at him, like thinking like the parents would say something, and they're on their phones doing the same thing. Like they all paid to go to a movie and sit down and play on their phone. None of them watched the movie. Like they'd look up every once in a while. I'm like, that was the part where I was supposed to laugh because they could fly now. Poe Dameron. But like,
I mean, to be fair, I don't feel like they missed much. But I mean, that's a discussion for another time.
Well, I didn't like the movie. I did like Adam Driver. I think that movie especially, even though out of all the movies, that one is my least favorite. I think he got to do so much because he went from being Kylo Ren to being Ben Solo, and just acting wise, he literally seemed like a totally different person. It was crazy. I've never seen something like that in a movie where a guy, I mean, I have to see, what's it called? It's not Split, but something like that. M. Night Shyamalan made it a few years back.
With McAvoy.
Yeah, is it Split? Something like that. He has multiple personalities.
Yeah.
I heard that was good. I just have to see that. But I mean, other than maybe that movie, I've never seen a movie where a guy is just one character and then just completely flips and is like a totally different character. And it was so perfectly done. Like when he became Ben, I liked him as Kylo a lot, actually. He's like my favorite part of the series. And then when he became Ben, I was like, oh shit, this is the main character I wanted the entire series. And then like they're like, kill him. Because Rey, we want Rey to be the main character, even though no one has ever liked her. Like, I don't dislike her, but she could have been like another character. I mean, she could have been the character that she was, but don't center on her. I was way more interested in Kylo. Everything about him was more interesting. And then the fact that she was a Palpatine, I was like, God. But now you're a Skywalker.
Well, it was that whole thing was just shoehorned, and her character just wasn't written in an interesting way.
I think that there was a better plan until Rian Johnson took a shit on the series, because I didn't mind the first movie. I thought The Force Awakens was a safe reboot, and then Rian Johnson was just like, I don't respect anybody. I'm just going to shit all over your childhood and all of your dreams. And like to make people watch,
Disney let him do it too. I mean, Disney just let him do it.
I think Disney was trying to take a chance because he was a good director for his own things, and they were trying to take these guys like what's his name, who did the first one?
Abrams.
Yeah, Abrams. Trying to take people like Abrams and like big directors that are known to take twists and turns and make the series really cool and unique and like a nice reboot. And then I think what they did was smart, and what I would want most companies to do, which is let the guy do his own movie, which is why like Quentin Tarantino movies are always great because he just does what he wants to do. There's no corporate stomping on it. But then you get Rian Johnson, who he's like the kid, like when you're like allowed to go somewhere and like the parents are like, go ahead, have fun, do whatever. He's got to be that kid who fucks it up for everybody. So now everyone has to go sit in timeout or something. Like he's the one who like shows you why you can't just let people be who they want to be, or like he's the guy who comes in and is just like, I'm gonna ruin the party for everybody because I'm such a selfish prick. I mean, he knew what he was doing when he did it. He just clearly didn't care. I mean, because I've seen interviews where he is almost like mocking.
He doesn't feel remorse at all. He's not like, I'm sorry I let the fans down. Like it's just full on.
I mean, you literally took one of my childhood heroes and made him a fucking asshole. Like in the first 5 minutes of the movie. I gave it a chance. I watched the movie. I didn't totally hate it when I left, but then I was like, first of all, the thing with Finn, if you're going to have him do that, he should have died. Just have him die there. That would have been a great end of his character arc. I mean, because he does nothing in the last movie anyway, except for be there. They also have that weird open-ended thing where they make it like he's trying to tell Rey something, and so you think it's going to be that he like loves her, and then they never actually solve that in the movie. You never find out what he wanted to tell her. I saw a thing later where they're like, oh, yeah, no, he thinks he has the Force because he can always if you watch like all the movies, he like can tell when something's going to happen. He's like, I feel something. Something's going to happen. Like he always seems to know because he has a bit of the Force. That's what he was going to tell Rey. But you don't know that because they just opened up this question and then remember at the end of the movie, I was like, what did he want to tell her? I stayed for after the credits. I was like, is it going to be like something that's going to be like the next movie? Like a Avengers thing at the end? And like, no, they just didn't answer the question that they presented. They just like, oh, fuck it. But with the Rian Johnson film, I tried to give it a chance. It took me like a week or two to like fully process it. And then I bought it and I watched it a couple of times. Like I like the throne room scene, like the fight. Then even after watching that a few more times, there's all these like weird mistakes. It's like, why did you leave those in there? Like the fact, like the one time, like the guy with Rey, she like locks up his one hand and he's like struggling and doesn't do anything, but he has two daggers. So his other hand, he can just be like, and kill her, but he just doesn't. And there's like other times the guys are just like doing this in the background instead of engaging. It's like, this is,
it looks
cool the first time that you watch it. And then the more you watch it, you're like, oh, he just like kind of threw this whole thing together. And then he lucked out with actors who really want to be good at their job, but they didn't luck out with the director, who just seemed to be like, they're going to pay me to do something I don't want to do. But the thing with Luke, at first I was like, okay, he's just trying to, he's upset, doesn't want to do it. But none of it makes sense to who he is as a character.
No, it doesn't. It's completely out of left field. It's like his character, his journey as a character, it's like, it's maybe not straight, but it's
his dad was the most evil person. His dad was the most evil person in like the galaxy, and he didn't give up and saved his dad, and it kind of gave him redemption at the end.
Getting hit by lightning multiple times.
Yeah, he wouldn't go to the dark side, wouldn't do anything, and then he just flips. Like, oh, Kylo, I can see that there's some darkness in him, so I'm just gonna like
kill him.
Yeah, make a very rash decision. It's the more I think about it, it really hurts my chest. Like I'm just like, why?
It makes no sense. I can't believe that everybody in the like the writers' room or nobody went. This makes no sense.
How big is his writing room? You think? Doesn't he kind of do all the writing himself?
I don't know.
Abrams didn't know because they were supposed to plan things out, and he just took. Because I think Abrams had like, he's like, do what you want, but here's the structure of like the entire trilogy. So try to keep it to where we can play off each other. And he was like,
he just went, nah.
Yep. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And then like threw up on the script. Hopefully the Knights of the Old Republic thing is good. I don't know who they're going to have do it, but I think they were talking about having Lucas come back. I don't know if he's going to do that or something else. And everyone's talking about getting Keanu Reeves to play Raven. That'd be cool.
I don't know anything about.
It's a game,
but Keanu Reeves, I'm down. Whatever.
Out of all the games that you play, or don't play, I should say, Knights of the Old Republic is a game that I think that you might actually enjoy because it's more of like a role playing thing. Like there's some combat, but the combat, if I recall correctly, I want to say it's turn based, so it's not
okay.
I could be wrong though, but they're old games. They reboot them. You can probably get them on the PC. And the storyline is what everyone always talks about with those. And there's books and stuff too on the Old Republic. But a lot of the Jedi and the story and the drama in that is really good because it's like back in the day. Like, it's a prequel to the prequels. So, although what they were saying is that they're going to do a Knights of the Old Republic before the Knights of the Old Republic. So it's like, why can't you just do the thing that everyone is asking you for? Why do you have to make this so complicated? Everyone wants that. Give us that. You ruined the fucking last characters. You killed Han Solo.
Why do you have to make this so complicated?
I like how Leia just like doesn't die either. Oh no, she does at the end. Like she just like becomes a Force ghost, right? I can't even remember if she fucking dies.
Okay, so being sucked into space doesn't kill her. That doesn't kill her. But lying down on a bed and attempting to like contact her son does kill her. And then she just like does the thing where she just like disappears and does the
Force ghost thing.
Force thing. Even though, I guess we're supposed to. I I guess we're supposed to buy that she became a full-fledged Jedi, even though I'm pretty sure that in one of the films they talk about how she like decided to quit her training before it was completed. Or
I think they talk about
like
it in that one, that she quits before because she, you know, she's a fucking like politician. I mean, she's trying to run stuff. So I mean, I didn't like the fact that when they showed the scene and they use CGI young Luke and CGI young Leia, and they're like in the woods training, she like gets the best of Luke. It's like he's literally been doing this for longer than like, I mean, he's been doing this for so long at this point. He's teaching, you could just fuck him up now. Oh, is it because you're a woman? Is that why they did this?
At that point, I was just sort of past like thinking about anything logically. I just sort of was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
That's what I did, but like, it bothers me because I'm like, why did you guys fuck Luke up so bad? And then like, just because he died in the last one, like they showed that Yoda could do stuff. If they were going to kill Luke, I don't know why no one, I don't know if anyone ever thought of this idea. They're just like, no, let's not do it. Why couldn't he like haunt Kylo Ren? Like if you could be a Force ghost, why can't you just haunt him? Like literally just
follow him around, telling him that
keep him up at night. Like, just, like, fucking torture him. Like, you could literally do it. That could be, like, a really cool angle to work with. Instead, they were just like, no, he's just dead now. He wasn't in the first movie, except for 5 seconds. The second movie, we make him a piece of shit until the very end, where he has a fight scene that's, like, weird, and then he dies. And then this movie, he's in it for, what, 2 more seconds?
Something like that, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's, like, the main guy. He's, like, what the whole series was, like, hung on. It's Anakin is the one who's supposed to fulfill the prophecy. So this whole new thing doesn't even make any sense anyway.
It doesn't. I feel like they feel like, okay, we need to make our new characters more interesting. So we're just going to take the old characters and make everybody hate them.
I don't know. The way that Abrams did it was great. He was setting up Luke to be a very big character with a very big purpose. And it made sense for him not to show him. I understand why Abrams would do that. It sucks that we didn't get to see him in that movie, but had it gone the way I think he wanted it to go, you would have gotten plenty of Luke in the next two. Instead, you get not much of him even in the second one. I mean, it's a good amount compared to anything else that we've seen him in the last 20 years, but
I mean, still not much.
And then he dies.
And when he is there, he's a jerk. No, you don't like him at all. It's very frustrating.
Really upsets me. Because when he had Han Solo there, he was likable. He was Han Solo. He felt like Han Solo. Like it felt like he was doing justice to him. And I didn't want to see Han Solo die, but that didn't really upset me. Like the way, because I mean, first of all, I also know that Harrison Ford has never wanted to be Han Solo. And he's been asking to die for like 8 movies now. And when they did it, I understand.
I didn't mind him dying. I did mind the way he died. I didn't appreciate the way he died.
What, with Kylo stabbing him?
Yeah, just him just walking out there and basically just giving himself up for.
I didn't think that Kylo would do it, but I think that it made sense in the terms of like establishing that Kylo is really committed to what he's trying to do. Although I feel like I like Kylo as much as you can, but I feel like they really should have. It would have been really cool instead of trying to focus on Rey, this character with like a piece of cardboard, and she's like the good character. Why didn't they just focus on Kylo and the fact that he's bad and have the movie from a totally new perspective instead of it being the young Hope? I mean, like the prequels, you had where he is the young Hope and he slowly goes to the dark side, and he's not even really the main character in the prequels. The prequels have a lot of main characters when you really think about it, but I mean, you're on Obi-Wan's side and you're on Anakin's, and you're like, oh, how's this gonna happen? Like you see like this 2 main character arc where they're struggling to keep shit together, and it's awesome. Especially looking back at the movies, I really appreciate them now. But and the new one, it's like you really don't get a ton of Kylo. I mean, you do to a degree, but it's usually just him being like, and you don't really understand his motivation.
No, it's mostly him just being angry all the time. Like until the 3rd film, you don't get a lot of emotional beats, like real emotional beats from him at all.
Shoehorn ones in to be like, yep, he's there. But I mean, he's like the product of Skywalkers and stuff, and he's a product of 2 of the main characters in the main trilogy, and he's just like a side character in this, even though he's like the most powerful guy walking around. Like, why didn't we could have just concentrated on from his point of view, he could be like an anti-hero until the last movie, and you could have done the same thing if you wanted to, and have his arc with him sacrificing himself to save Rey, but make Rey the side character instead of Kylo the side character. Make the good character the side character. That way you get, because we haven't seen a movie where like the bad guy is the main guy, especially in Star Wars. That would have been cool. I mean, like the Mandalorian, that's kind of like he's clearly. I mean, have you watched all that yet?
I have.
They give him like, he's clearly a good guy, but at first you're like, he's probably like an anti-hero. He's like a cowboy. He's a bounty hunter. But then like after like the Baby Yoda stuff, you're like, okay, he's just a good guy who happens to be a bounty hunter. But even then, I still like that substantially more than the new trilogy.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Now I'm upset. I wish we didn't even do this now.
I'm sorry.
I just got my water's back on. I got home from work. My water was off. I pooped, and it's just sitting there. I can't flush it. I couldn't use my bidet, so I feel like a peasant. And now I'm all greasy and sweaty from work. I just want to shower. And they were like doing something with fire hydrants or something. And then I posted online to see what was going on. And these people answered, and the water was supposed to come back on at 6, and it sounded like it did. But then they're going to shut it back off again at 8 a.m. because they scheduled things poorly today, so they couldn't finish the job, so they have to reschedule it for tomorrow. I'm like, so there's 2 days during a pandemic when you're supposed to wash your hands that we just don't have water. And it was off. We had like a main water line break like a week ago or 2 weeks ago in the middle of the night. Kelsey wakes me up. She's like, do you hear that? And it sounded like someone was like pounding on my door. So like I jump out of bed. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I run out. It's like the noise was coming from underneath my toilet. And it was like the water line was just going and like bouncing on the floor, and the whole floor was vibrating. So I'd like run to the basement and cut off the water line and like, oh, that was a water break. And then like a week after that, they're like, oh, we're just gonna actively shut off your water now, even though you pay for it. And we just want to clean out these fire hydrants for some reason, because you need clean water to come out of a fire hydrant, because you don't want the fire to get dirty.
No, that would be very bad.
I hate it up here, Marcus. I hate it.
Come to me.
I'm trying. I talked to a guy at work. He was like, he's like, I'm looking at leaving here. He's like, I've been looking at Dallas too. He's like, the Fort Worth area is really affordable. He's like, it's really quaint. People dress nice. I like it there. He's like, everyone's polite. I was like, I told Kelsey, like, come on.
Let's go. Tell me what you need from me so I can help push Kelsey out the door with you.
You could buy a 4-bedroom house with a 2-car garage, and we could rent it from you. You could do that. It's a good investment on your behalf. It helps me. But hey, man, I won't even pay rent if you really want to help me out.
I look at foreclosures like a couple times a week, just like go through all the websites.
I never understand that stuff, because I have the Realtor app and Trulia on my phone, and like it'll pull up foreclosures and stuff, but usually you don't get a look at the inside of the house. It's always like someone across the street was like, which would be, I can imagine like a more stressful thing. Like you're already losing your house, and you look outside and some guy's like in like a Ford Taurus just like taking pictures from across the street. Like, what the fuck? I'm just trying to live here for the last 2 weeks of owning it. But yeah, every time I see them, like I know like there's certain weird things that the banks will try to do sometimes. Like when you buy a foreclosure, all of a sudden it comes with the debt of the last owner on occasion. It's like, which I don't even understand how they could try to work that in. Like, why would I inherit somebody else's debt?
It's definitely not easy. You got to be careful what you sign up for. And there will be places where it'll be like they want you to pay just for the, just to be allowed to go in on to bet, to place your bid, like there's a bunch of stuff where they're just trying to scam you. But I mean, I am keeping my eye out on a bunch of different stuff, but it seems like I think a lot of people are just hunkering down and not selling. They're just like, I don't want to move. I'm going to just stay inside. Which
I see a ton of places for sale. Well, you keep looking at Irving, right?
I mean, I look all over. I look at all over.
The way that Dallas on the apps, when you look up Dallas, it's like, Dallas is huge. So it's this big, broad area, and it'll tell you. The app used to be to where you could pick the neighborhood. Now it just tells you underneath it what neighborhood it is, like Hillcrest or whatever. I think it's one that's like a nicer, or Cedar Hill. Is that it? Maybe that's like one of like the nicer ones.
Yeah.
or let's say like South Dallas, North Dallas, whatever. But I look at a lot of those in Addison. Addison is not cheap though. Addison would be like the spot I would like to be at, but it's not cheap. But I mean, I see tons of stuff in Dallas because I look at. I mean, if I had a decent enough sized garage, I don't need a 4th bedroom, but I need a room for my stuff. So I've been looking at 3 bedrooms with big garages or 4 bedrooms with a decent sized garage, so I could put like maybe workout stuff in the garage and then my music stuff in the extra bedroom, something like that. Right. I want like an office. So
a workspace.
Yeah, I mean, especially once I get this laptop, I'm going to start cranking out some more videos because then I don't have to be in the basement all the time to edit. I can just edit wherever I am. So take it with me and do it. But for now, I'm going to shut off this podcast and finally go shower.
Since you have water now?
Yeah. I'll talk to you for a bit after I stop the recording, though. But for now, anybody who's actually listening, bye.